Hey everybody, we're back with another Game of Thrones review, this time reviewing Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 5. FYI, if you haven't watched the most recent episode of Game of Thrones, that would be Season 5, Episode 5, you probably want to turn off our video right now because we are going to talk about it and spoil it for you, so...
Stop it.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't know, this episode, I was pretty disappointed with it, actually. I thought it moved kind of slow and just... I don't know, it wasn't very engaging for me.
I liked the episode, but I'm already to the end of the book series. You know, some of it I'm able to compare, contrast, and get excited about things that are being done differently, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much more. One
of the things that really bothered me about this episode is now we've gone 2 straight episodes with no Arya, and she's in my top 3 favorite characters, and I want to know what's going on with her, and we've gone 2 straight weeks now and I've gotten nothing, so yeah. That's kind of frustrating for me as a viewer, not getting to see one of my favorite characters. We did get to see Daenerys finally kind of show some initiative instead of deferring, which I thought was nice to see her kind of gain her confidence back a little bit. She got her confidence back, and then at the end of the episode, she's asking her handmaiden for advice. so Daenerys feels kind of uneven to me at this point.
I was actually okay with her asking her handmaiden for advice because she's there to free the slaves and she doesn't have a political mind, and the slaves are who's most going to be affected. So her asking her handmaiden was kind of like, what would you want me to do? Because you are who this is going to affect. So I was okay with that. And her handmaiden said what we've been saying this whole time. Daenerys is at her best when she does her own thing. Yeah. And that's what her handmaiden said.
Her handmaiden says, hey, do your own thing.
Like, she's like, sometimes you listen to them, and sometimes you don't because there's a better idea that they didn't give you.
So Daenerys, again, sought out some advice, and this time, for the first time in recent memory, she got good advice.
What frustrated me most about Daenerys' story is that there is a huge, long story surrounding her becoming engaged with that guy at the end. And they cut all of it out. There was zero mention of her marrying him. It's like she just decided it. Oh, I should marry one of the heads of the households. He's the youngest and available. I'm going to marry him. And that's not how it went in the book. There's a whole story. And, you know, with Daenerys not having a whole lot of story as it is, why would they cut out this huge chunk of story?
Jon Snow, on the other hand, actually his story moved way forward in this one. He has he decided to free the wildling, I forget his name, but he was like Mance Rayder's second in command, and he's like, look, you know, go get the wildlings and bring them south of the wall because the White Walkers are coming and all your people are going to die, and, you know,
and we're going to have to fight them.
The Night's Watch is supposed to protect all people, and we haven't. So we're going to start as of now. And I thought that was really, really cool. That was actually my favorite part of this episode.
Yeah, Jon Snow's story is actually moving really slow in comparison to the book. Like, he's nowhere near as far ahead as, like, Daenerys' story is. His story is kind of lagging behind. I'm like, they need to kind of light a fire under his story's ass because... I mean, his story has been dragging a little bit. This episode, he actually did get some actual activity, but it has been kind of dragging a little and not been as interesting as it could have. And it's like this in the book too, so it's not like this is the show. I just don't understand the Night's Watch because he tells them, we're going to go get the wildlings because we either save them and have them help us fight the White Walkers, or we don't save them and add them to the White Walker army. And they're all still against him. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
He had the perfect argument, and they didn't buy into it.
Yeah, they're just like, no, they're wildlings. And it's like, yeah, but they're going to die and then attack us and be stronger than they are right now.
It makes you wonder if, do they dislike Jon Snow that much, or are they that stupid?
Or do they dislike the wildlings that much? Yeah, it just blows my mind. And it did when I was reading the book. It's not like this is different. It's crazy.
And then we also got some more of a Sansa story.
Yes.
And Sansa, she reunites with Theon Greyjoy, And I don't know, when she first meets him, she looks completely disgusted with him.
Yeah.
Well, and of course he's living in the kennel.
Yeah, like what's going on here? Yeah. But I'm sure had he not killed her brothers, I'm sure she would have ran directly to Bolton and be like, "What the hell's going on here?" Mm-hmm. But it's probably like, "Well, he killed my brothers. I'm not helping him out."
And she looked really confused and really disgusted and just kind of completely thrown for a loop. And then we get that dinner scene where
awkward dinner scene.
where Ramsay kind of parades Theon past them and refilling the wine and makes him apologize to Sansa for killing her brothers. Mm-hmm. And then we find out that Ramsay's gonna get a baby brother. And he's not very happy about it. I'm like,
Now, Sansa's story, for all of you who are not caught up on the books, her story is done from the book perspective. All of this extra, that is not from the books. So I actually don't know what's going to happen. So any foresight or any things I think are going to happen are directly from the show, because I think that Theon is going to tell Sansa that he did not kill her brothers. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to happen because I think he's learned quite a bit from being Ramsay's slave. That I think he's going to fess up to that because I think he feels bad that she thinks he killed her brothers.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Theon. I'm really kind of just over him. I have been since season 1. I really never liked Theon Greyjoy, even in the books. I'm just like, kill this guy. And then when I thought in the books for a while, you kind of think he's dead.
Yeah, there's a while where he just disappears.
Yeah.
But then he comes back. But the chapters are called Reek, and like I probably read 4 or 5 of those chapters before I realized it was Theon. I was like, oh.
And so for a good while, I thought Theon was dead, and that's just the kind of vibe you got. And then I was like, all right, cool, Theon's dead. And then I was like, oh shit, he's back. Damn it. And so I'm just completely over him. It's time for him to die.
And speaking of Sansa, oh my god, her outfit. Yeah, her outfit was amazing in this episode. The little feather things. King Stannis is finally marching on Winterfell, so he takes his army and he takes the queen and the princess and his fire lady to go conquer Winterfell. So that's going to be really interesting.
Is of course where Sansa is.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen during that? I mean,
yeah.
I would be really disappointed if Sansa got killed. Just kind of randomly as
I'd be really mad if Sansa got killed.
I don't know where they're going to take her story though, so I'm interested to see where Sansa's story goes from here. And of course, Stannis is finally on the move after a pretty good long
vacay.
Vacay. He took a little siesta at Castle Black.
Yeah.
And just kind of chilled out there for a while. But now he's on the move, and so it looks like we're going to get some action finally in this season. People aren't really doing much this season. They're talking a lot. Not really doing so much. Ser Jorah, he's done a little bit. He kidnapped Tyrion.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of Ser Jorah, Ser Jorah and Tyrion's story, completely different from the books. It's they're doing an amazing job of taking the same story and rewriting it, because it's still the same story. Everything that's happening happens in the books, but that's not how it happens. And it's fantastic because it's actually really, really good. So it's really good in the books and it's really good on the show. So they're doing that part right. I was really happy with Tyrion's story.
I'm excited to see what happens because, Ser Jorah, he has been infected with the grayscale now. And we know just from what we've heard previously that grayscale advances really fast and eventually results in madness and death.
Yes.
So how long does it take? Because he said we've got a good long walk ahead of us.
Yeah.
How long is that walk going to be? Because Tyrion might be in some serious danger depending on how quickly that disease advances.
And not only that, Ser Jorah is doing this to get back in Daenerys' good graces because he loves her. What's the point if he's going to die?
Yeah. And he runs the risk of infecting the people of Marine.
Yeah, and her.
And her.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think he's gonna use the walk to try to figure it out in his mind. Like, what am I gonna do? But it would be really interesting to see.
I think Ser Jorah's got some soul searching to do, whether or not he actually wants to go through with his personal mission of getting back in Daenerys' good graces, because the risks kind of outweigh the reward at this point, I think.
Yeah. Brienne. We got a very, very teeny tiny snippet of Brienne.
Yes.
And she sends a message to Sansa that basically the North remembers, and if you are ever in trouble, you still have friends. Light a candle at the uppermost window of the broken tower. So Sansa doesn't know that it's Brienne, but that Brienne is sending her a message that there's somebody nearby who is watching out for you, and if you need help, you light that candle and we will be there. So that was really cool.
So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes if Sansa ever has to resort to lighting that candle.
What about the war with Stannis? The battle. Stannis is coming. Maybe that's when she needs her help.
The one thing I will say about this season is it's kind of pointing toward a lot of stuff to get excited about. It's just
taking a
while to get there. So it's like, look, that's going to be really cool, but you've got all this stuff here that has to happen first. But that's going to be awesome. So a lot of stuff to be excited about. I'm really looking forward to getting there. I wish they could get there a little bit faster.
Yeah.
All right, I think that is it for this review. Thank you very much for watching.
And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. What did you think about tonight's episode? Put that down in the comments below and we will talk to you about it. Also, on Saturdays, we like to do a topic of the week, and we would like you to leave those in the comments as well, so that we can choose one and make a little video for you guys. And it does not have to be Game of Thrones related. It doesn't have to be related to any of our videos. Anything in the nerddom that you are interested in us making a video for. Put that in the comments.
All right, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.